Hi guys, Robert Iweiss
Maya Kerr
from O'Brien Real Estate Brighton, checking again with the 10th edition of the Property News for 2023.
Melbourne home prices have again advanced during the month of September, according to CoreLogic, which makes it 7 months in a row of increases. Melbourne has increased a modest 0.4% in its home values for combined dwellings of units and houses, and again is underperforming as a capital city when comparing against other largest capital cities of Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide. Over the first quarter, July to September of this financial year, Melbourne has grown 1.3% over the 3 months, whereas Brisbane has achieved 3.9%, Adelaide 4.3%, Perth 3.6%, and Sydney 2.5%. Melbourne home prices are now tracking to 6.4% off last year's peak of April 2022. Even more interesting is if we chart the home values of the 5 biggest capital cities of Australia pre-COVID from March 2022 to now. Melbourne has recorded only 3.6% growth over the last 3.5 years, whereas Adelaide has 49.8% growth, Brisbane 38.9%, Perth 28%, and Sydney 17.9%. Fair to say Melbourne has got some ground to catch up on over the other capital cities, and the opportunity for investment in Melbourne from interstate and overseas investors looks more attractive as the opportunity in the long term. Inflation data for August was released on Wednesday last week, and even though overall inflation increased slightly, we saw an annual core inflation which strips out holiday travel and volatile items like petrol, fruit, vegetables, decreased from 5.8% to 5.5% in July. Economists are broadly expecting RBA to leave the cash rate on hold when they meet on Tuesday, 3rd of October, and CBA chief economist says he believes rates will remain on hold till mid-2024. RateCity.com.au estimates around 155,000 mortgage holders will reach the cliff by the end of the year, with another 450,000 fixed loan mortgages due to expire in 2024. To date, RateCity.com.au says Australia has passed the halfway point of the mortgage cliff. The latest research from Juwai.com, which is the #1 portal for Chinese and Asian buyers into Australia, has said that Australia is now the top destination for Chinese home buyers, followed by Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States. According to co-founder and group managing director Daniel Ho, Chinese buyers have emerged from 3 years of border closures with a lot of catching up to do. Australia is tracking 76% higher in inquiries from China in Q3 of the financial year compared to Q2. Looking at the CoreLogic Home Index over the Melbourne Metro median prices in September for houses produced an increase of 0.3% and units a 0.6% increase. The top 3 areas in Metro Melbourne for capital growth over the last 12 months are Whitehorse, Monash, and Manningham. For regional Victoria, the top 3 regions are Mildura, Wellington, and Bal Bal. Although regional prices for combined dwellings was flat in September with no increase record. However, units increased 0.3%, whereas houses diminished 0.1%. Now, looking at the rental market. Rent increases retracted in September nationally after 36 months of consecutive increases. However, the vacancy rates dropped to only 1%, and to put that into perspective, the vacancy rates on a 10-year average is 2.8% for combined capital cities. The housing undersupply looks certain to get worse before it gets better, with total dwelling buildings approval for August down 8.1%.
That's all for the month. I'm Robert Iweiss.
And Maya Kerr.
Remember, the information provided is on a general nature. You should always seek independent, legal, financial and taxation advice to your unique circumstances. I look forward to seeing you at one of our open for inspections this weekend.